The Lord brought it to my heart to talk about forgiveness and reconciliation. Now, they are two very different things. By definition, forgiveness, to forgive, is to willfully stop resentment, anger, or desire to punish someone for wrongdoing. It involves voluntary shift of feelings, often leading to compassion, and includes waiving of debt or penalty. And then the definition of reconciliation is restoring harmony, trust, or consistency, resolving dispute to achieve agreement. So again, very, very different attributes. The Lord does ask us to do both, not only to forgive, but also to reconcile. So to look at some of his words on this, we have Psalm chapter 103, which is a wonderful chapter by itself. I highly recommend reading the whole thing. But specifically verse 12, so Psalm 103 verse 12, as far as the east is from the west, so far does he remove our transgressions from us. One of the big things on that is that the Lord has chosen to forgive us. If we believe that Yeshua did die for us and has taken that burden from us, then we are welcome into the kingdom for eternity with the Father, the Son, and the Spirit is the one that's showing us through this life how to do that and how to live this life according to obedience and to show mercy the way that he has shown mercy to us. Another section I'd like to go over here is in Matthew. We have Matthew chapter... We'll start in chapter 5. I got a couple different verses on this one, but chapter 5, verses 23 and 24. So Matthew 5, 23 and 24. So I'm going to roll back a little bit to verse 21. So this is where Yeshua, his Sermon on the Mount, and he is upping the ante on what we should be doing. He came to fulfill the law, not to abolish it. So with that, he has additional criteria for us. So you have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not murder, and who murders will be liable to judgment. But I say to you that everyone who is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother will be liable to the council, and whoever says, you fool, will be liable to the hell of fire. So, verse 23. If you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother, then come and offer your gift. Excuse the dog for barking. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you are going with him to court, lest your accuser hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the guard, and you be put in prison. Truly I say to you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny. So with that as well, the Lord is not just asking us to forgive, he's asking us to completely reconcile, to put away all resentment, all anger, all frustration, well maybe not frustration, but all sin in regards to having an offense from someone else. Now, in addition to that, we have Matthew 5, 14 through 15. So this is after Yeshua tells us how to pray, the Lord's Prayer. And it says here, for if you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. So a big thing on that one too. I mean, we, by nature, are deserving of death. Our sin has made us unholy, unrighteous, and unworthy to be in the presence of the Lord because he is good. Makes sense. Good cannot be in the same presence as evil. However, that being said, because he has offered us that salvation, because he loves us and because he's shown us that grace, we should in turn be able to show that to those around us. Now, let's see, I've got another one here, Matthew 18. We're sick in Matthew today. There's a lot of other verses that I can put in the description, but going to stick in Matthew for this one. So Matthew 18:21 through 22. So this is the parable of the unforgiving servant. So then Peter came up and said to Yeshua, Lord, how often will my brother sin against me? And how often should I forgive him? As many as 7 times. And Yeshua said to him, I do not say to you 7 times, but 77 times is what it says in the Eastern or English Standard. However, I know in the King James it says 70 times 7. A lot of people have tried to calculate that number, and they're like, oh, it's 490. A little shout-out throwback to VeggieTales that I used to watch as a kid with the grapes of wrath. But that being said, Yeshua gave a number. We know that in Hebrew, every letter is associated with a number, and there's a lot of meaning behind that. The Lord even uses a lot of numbers when he's talking to us, but I don't believe that Yeshua is specifically saying, oh, if you forgive someone 490 times, then you're good to go. No. He's saying an eternal amount of time. We're to continue to forgive. We're continue to try to reconcile. We are not to hold our anger and our resentment. And that's something that I'm very thankful the Lord has been working with me on. Between family relationships, between friend relationships, between previous romantic relationships. The Lord has really helped me to see them through his eyes, see the people as creations of his, regardless of what they could possibly do to me. I am to forgive, and I am to try to reconcile. And if I can't reconcile, then by forgiving, I leave it in the Lord's hands, and he'll take it on from there. Let's see. Let me end off in Luke. I'm going to switch it up here a little bit, and then I'll close this one out. So Luke chapter 23, verse 34. That's verse chapter 22. I'm like, why is that talking about something different? So 23:34. This is a beautiful verse to end off on. So in this part of Luke's gospel, he is describing the crucifixion. And in verse 34, Yeshua said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I think that is a perfect thing to end off on. If Yeshua is able to forgive us for all the things that we have done wrong, and he is able to love us and to cherish us and to forgive us, who are we to not do the same to those around us? Yeshua said they will hate us because they hated him first. But in turn, he says to forgive because they know not what they do. We don't know what we do. We act selfishly. We act out of anger. We act out of self-importance and entitlement. And if he's willing to forgive us for our transgressions, I urge you to ask him to help you to forgive anyone that you have trouble forgiving. And a true forgiveness. It's not just, yeah, I forgive them, but I still hate them. That's not it. It's, Father, I forgive them, and please show them the light that you've shown me. Help me to then turn to compassion and to love and to peace with that person, because we do not want the Lord to judge us the way that we deserve. So in turn, why should we do that to others as well? So Father, I ask that you please help us to truly forgive, to truly try to reconcile, and anything that is out of our hands, I ask that you please take the reins. And I hope you guys have a great day.